So I'm here in the Nissan Titan. This truck was actually almost a rebadged Dodge Ram, and I'm kind of glad it's not. So I'll show you around the outside of the car, show you the engine, show you the inside, take it out for a drive. I've actually off-roaded this truck a little bit earlier, not this time I had it, and it is a pretty capable off-roader for what most people are going to do. So let's get started right now. The interior of this truck is actually pretty nice. You can get the stitched leather look up there on the dashboard. Pretty modern because this truck was just came out just a few years ago. A nice looking beefy gauges there, like you kind of expect on it. It's kind of interesting here to kind of go through. And if the temperature gets too low, that is worthy of an alarm. There's a compass which shows like the truck in the middle, which I thought was kind of interesting. Driving aids, really the only ones there are the blind spot monitoring on there, but it shows it regardless. Tire pressure warnings. What I thought was kind of interesting is there's just a picture of the truck, so if you open the door and stuff, it I guess overlays it there. If there's any problems, it shows it there. The off-road mode's kind of neat. It gives you some useful information if you do ever off-road it. I thought the auxiliary gauges, that's kind of neat to have some extra information there. Although I will note on this one, this is the same gauge. It's just on there. You can see what your all-wheel drive is doing at any given point. And then the seats are actually really, really nice. Nice quality leather, a nice perforation. If you get the off-road package, it'll say Pro 4X on them. So comfy too, as we'll talk about in the drive review. Coming back around here, nice, fairly big screen, dual zone climate control. This is all the adjustments for your trailering. 2 USB ports there, which is pretty nice as well. Spacious glove box on this guy. You can fit a lot of stuff down in there. Not to mention, there's all this area under here and a removable divider, little storage here, massive cup holders there, which you can like pull out and do some adjustments on. Nice big beefy console, also with a divider. It goes really deep, so like down here you can put a laptop, extra power in there, and then you can kind of move this around wherever you'd like it, which is pretty neat. And then like a lot of trucks have, a couple of pen holders here and some business card holders also, stitched and covered in nice material. Coming around back here, there's the more cup holders. You can also get a heated steering wheel on this guy, as well as heated and cooled seats are available. That's kind of a nice perk in this category. Back here, it says Titan in the plastic there. A couple of cup holders. You do get vents. You get 2 more USB. You get, I guess, AC plug here. You can get heated seats as well on the back. Coming around to the back, it's a nice place to spend time. This little warning kind of tells you that it's a power operated window, which is kind of a nice little perk. Seats are pretty comfy back here. As you can see, just under 6 feet. Lots and lots of leg room. 2 more cup holders here, so you get 4 cup holders. And of course, they do fold down, and so you can get a lot more space that way if you choose. More cup holders in the door here. You could probably carry every cup you own in this car with all the different cup holders that there are. Let's talk about that bed a little bit. Very large, nice, spacious bed on this guy. So you can bring along a lot of stuff you have without a problem. Running board on this particular one, so it is a bit of a drop down there. And then so you can always add a running board after option 1 if you wanted. But nice beefy looking tires on there. Actually, yeah, they give the truck a nice look. Coming around, these LEDs give it a nice look too. Those were kind of newer, I think, on the refresh they did. Let's open up this hood. Nice Titan engraved in there. Opening hoods is always tough. Alright, there we go, got it. As you can see, it's kind of dirty from when we were driving this off-road in the truck rodeo event a while back. Pretty big engine is set kind of far back. You could fit a little bit bigger engine in there. Let's see if we can get this lid off to show more of that engine now. And also the color on this truck actually really is nice. I like that green on it there. I like the big mirrors for trailering and stuff. Is very helpful. Titan V8 badge. That way you don't forget you have a V8 on there. Pro 4X badging as well to remind you have that. A nice big bed. It can definitely cover all you need as well on there, and LED lighting up top. So up here there is a sunglass holder, pretty standard, an SOS button, which is kind of a neat touch, and of course this is how you operate that power window, which is nice if you have a dog or something and you can do it various degrees. So kind of a nice touch if you don't want to come back here to open and close this. There's stationed throughout this truck and tons of storage space there. Trip computer here, some good autonomy. You do have blind spot monitoring available, and you can get like cross traffic. I really do like there is a 360-degree camera here, which is pretty darn nice. So you can kind of see all around you, which for a truck really is helpful. So that's that on this guy. And then of course there's that Fender audio system, which sounds really good. Fender audio is made by Panasonic, who makes the ELS systems you see in Acuras. So really good quality on that there. Nice bass, nice sound quality overall. Not that much more to talk about on this car overall though. Nice infotainment system. They've kept it pretty modern. One thing you will notice, which you'd expect getting into it, it is a very large truck. Just to be driving around. That's the parking sensors, which are really helpful. I would recommend you have that on a big truck, you know, like this, because it is a beast just to be driving around. You can adjust the transmission with the little shifters down there, and there is a tow mode. So let's see if I can get out here without hitting all the cars around me. It's definitely not a car for like the city or the suburbs. Okay, I made it. So now on the road we get. It's a pretty comfortable ride. Like I said earlier, the seats are very comfortable. The ride quality is good. This one does have the off-road package, so it's a little bit floaty. I would assume it would be a nicer ride, you know, if you didn't have that. The power on here is surprisingly good when you get on it, at least at lower speeds. For a big, heavy truck, it definitely gets up and does have a good amount of go. Looks like you could get a head-up display there. There's like a cutout for it. But here we go with the narrow streets again, which are not this truck's friend. I kind of used a standard size car and a mailbox. So, you know, from the driver's perspective, you can see how tall that mailbox actually is, and you can kind of only just see part of it. And, you know, that's kind of the story with this truck. I do like how they made the window go down a little bit there. The windows are pretty tall and back, but like I said, with the blind spot monitoring, those big mirrors, that's not a big deal. You do get used to the size pretty quickly on here though. The brakes are actually pretty responsive for big truck brakes. You can tell that they're definitely built so you can, you know, tow and trailer stuff on there. The steering is kind of loose and vague, but just like all big trucks, that's kind of what you'd expect. I didn't expect this vehicle to be sporty. The gas mileage is not great with that big standard, you know, V8 you get on there. But again, that's true of a lot of big, you know, trucks. That's just kind of the way it is. And I think a lot of owners have told me in comments before, like, hey, I don't really care that much about fuel economy. Where I live, fuel is cheap, or it's a business expense. The four-wheel drive system, like I said, I did off-road. This is a pretty good four-wheel drive system. I think this truck competes well. I think I like it a little better than the Toyota because that truck is just a little bit long in the tooth. And it's seen, you know, better days. They did a pretty good job keeping it modern, but this truck just feels a little more modern, you know, than a truck like that. I do wish there was like a sporty off-road package, kind of like how there's the Ram Rebel, or sporty package rather, kind of like how there's the Ram Rebel, the Ford Raptor, you know, things like that. I do wish there was something like that for this truck as well. It could kind of be interesting. I always find trucks like that kind of neat as well, and I like these big mirrors are great if you're trailering because they you know, come out a fair amount, just like a lot of trucks have. You do have the blind spot monitoring, which is very helpful, I've noticed. So yeah, you get Nissan reliability. I do like the warranty on this truck. I do like the low starting price as well. And the warranty on here is not just a powertrain like some of the competitors. It's a full-on warranty, bumper to bumper. So yeah, this will be kind of a fairly shorter review. Let me know any questions you have down in the comments about this truck, but I enjoyed it. I don't think I'd personally really buy a large truck, but this would be on the short list, probably along with like an F-150 the new Ram, actually, which this truck could have well been. I'm glad it's not, though. It's that there's more competitors in the space. But this might just win out over like an F-150 or Ram, mainly on like price and things like that. I'd probably take this over this Chevy, and just because I'm not a huge fan of the looks on that. It's a good truck though, and over the Toyota just because this truck is newer. Well, next time, my speedy racers, drive on.